Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to our Year 11 Parents Information Evening. Tonight is about providing you with the key information, guidance, and reassurance that you need as we enter what is the most important year of your child's school journey so far. Year 11 is not only about exams, it's also about building resilience, maturity, and preparing them for their future pathways. We'll take you through the academic expectations, the support structures we have in place, and practical strategies for revision and well-being. By the end of this evening, we want you to feel confident that we are all working together, staff, parents, and students, to ensure that every member of Year 11 has the best chance of success. At Homer Green Senior School, we are proud of the strong partnership we have with families. The success of our students comes from the combined effort of dedicated teachers, engaged parents, and motivated young people. Tonight, we'll go through some of the key points, and we want you to leave this evening knowing exactly who to turn to if you have questions, what resources are available, and what the roadmap looks like between now and the summer exams. Our aim is to make the journey through Year 11 less daunting by breaking it down into clear steps and showing you that we are all in this together. Our head teacher, Mr. Hilliard, sends an important message. He reminds us that our motto, work hard, be kind, have passion, underpins everything we do. These aren't empty words, they are expectations. We want students to push themselves, show compassion, and engage fully with their subjects. As he points out, success doesn't happen overnight. It is built through consistent effort, resilience, and a belief that every child can achieve. We are immensely proud of our students' results in recent years, and we are confident with the right support your child can follow in these footsteps. English is a core subject, and all students take both English language and English literature with Edexcel. For language, paper 1 focuses on analysis of the unseen Victorian texts and imaginative writing, while paper 2 looks at unseen non-fiction texts with transactional writing. Both papers test critical reading and ability to write clearly, persuasively, and creatively under time conditions. In literature, students study a range of set texts, including A Romeo and Juliet, In Spectacles, and either Jekyll or Hyde or Christmas Carol. They will also sit poetry and anthology paper, as well as unseen poetry section. Importantly, both language and literature carry equal weight for further education applications, so success in English is essential for every student's progression. English is unique because there are no exam tiers. Every student sits the same papers. Timing is one of the biggest challenges, which is why plenty of exam practice is essential. Students also need to memorize quotations from all of the literature texts, since these are closed book exams. Keeping annotated copies of the literature text is crucial, as these are valuable revision tools. We support students with targeted tutor time revision sessions twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday. In addition, we encourage them to make use of resources like BBC Bitesize and Oak National Academy, both which are tailored to the Edexcel specification. Regular practice, memorization of quotations, and a structured approach to revision are the key to success in English. Maths is one of the most important GCSEs your child will take, and it is structured across 3 papers. Paper 1 is non-calculator, testing students' fluency with mental methods and written calculations, with paper 2 and 3 are calculator based. Each paper is worth 80 marks and lasts 1 hour 30 minutes, meaning that time management is a crucial part of success in these exams. The exams are tiered into foundation and higher. Foundation papers go up to grade 5, while the higher papers go up to grade 9. It's important to note that on the higher tier, there are no grades 1 or 2 available. If a student doesn't achieve at least a grade 3, they will receive a U. This makes accurate entry decisions essential, and it's why we carefully monitor progress throughout the year. Preparing for GCSE Maths is all about practice and being confident with problem solving. We encourage students to make the most of the high quality online platforms such as ExamQ, Maths Genie, and Dr. Frost, all which offer exam style questions and tutorials. Alongside this, physical resources like purposeful practice, books, flashcards, and CGP Maths workbooks are extremely effective for reinforcing knowledge. Past papers are a cornerstone of revision. We provide students with access to a full range of papers from 2017 to 2024. In addition, we run targeted tutoring time revision sessions and after-school interventions led by subject teachers. These sessions are focused on addressing gaps, practicing exam techniques, and ensuring that students are fully prepared to perform at their best. In science, students will take 3 separate GCSEs: biology, chemistry, and physics, all examined under the AQA specification. Each subject is awarded a separate grade, so students walk away with 3 distinct GCSE qualifications. Every subject has 2 exams, each lasting 1 hour and 45 minutes, meaning 6 exams in total across the 3 sciences. The exams are tiered into foundation and higher levels. Foundation goes up to grade 5, while higher covers grades 4 to 9. It is possible for students to be entered at different tiers for different subjects, depending on their strengths. However, AQA recommends that students who take higher tier in science should also be taking higher tier in maths, due to crossover mathematical skills required. Science isn't just about knowledge recall. 21 required practicals must also be completed during the course. These practicals are not assessed separately, but are tested in the written exams, making up around 25% of the final mark. Questions cover apparatus, techniques, methods, risk assessments, analysis of results, and applying knowledge to new contexts. This means students need to understand not only what to do in practicals, but why it matters. Maths is also an important element in science. Around 10% of marks in biology, 20% in chemistry, and 30% of physics are maths related. In addition, physics requires students to learn up to 23 equations, some of which must be recalled from memory, while others are provided. Confidence in math skills will therefore have a direct impact on performance in the science exams. We equip students with a wide range of resources to support their revision in science. Websites such as Free Science Lessons and Cognito provide high quality videos on every topic, with workbooks and practice material to match. Online platforms like Seneca and Cognito are free and allow students to work interactively, selecting the right tier and pathway for their course. Alongside this, we provide physical resources such as CGP flashcards, packs of past papers, and on-topic specification exam questions. On Microsoft Teams, students have access to spec, knowledge, maths, revision notes, checklists, and exam practice material. In short, there is no shortage of resources available for science. The key is ensuring that students make use of them consistently, starting now rather than later. Religious studies is a subject that encourages students to think deeply about moral, ethical, and philosophical questions, while also developing the ability to write structured, balanced arguments under the AQA specification. Students sit 2 papers. Paper 1 covers Christianity and Judaism, focusing on both beliefs and practices. Paper 2 covers thematic areas such as religion and life, peace and conflict, crime and punishment, human rights and poverty. Each paper is 1 hour and 45 minutes long. Both papers are equally weighted, meaning that success in RS requires consistent preparation across the full range of content. What makes RS particularly valuable is the way it develops critical thinking, empathy, and communication skills, qualities that universities and employers and apprenticeships value highly. RS has no exam tiers. All students sit the same exams. Timing is one of the biggest challenges, as answers must both be detailed and well structured within tight time limits. Students are also expected to recall and use keywords with quotations in every paper. Paper 2, which covers themes, is still an RS exam. This means that students must include religious perspectives in their answers, not just general points. We provide regular tutor time revision sessions twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, focusing on key skill and exam practice. Alongside this, students should make use of BBC Bite-Size, Seneca, and the workbooks and practice questions available on our R Drive. Consistency is the key. Short, regular practice will build confidence and precision needed to succeed. Our Year 11 mock exams will take place from the 10th of November through to the 28th of November 2025. These exams are a crucial part of the journey, giving students the opportunity to experience exam conditions, practice their time management, and test their knowledge across all subjects. They are run exactly like the real GCSEs, so students understand the routines and expectations well before the summer. The results of these mocks will be available on the 19th of December 2025. These results matter. They give teachers, parents, and students a clear picture of strengths and weaknesses and allow us to target intervention and support effectively. For some students, the mocks act as a motivator. For some students, the mock is showing them what is possible with a consistent effort. For others, they can be a wake-up call, highlighting the need for stronger focus in the months ahead. This quote from Benjamin Franklin couldn't be more relevant to Year 11 students. Success in exams doesn't come down to luck. It comes down to preparation. It comes down to students building their knowledge now, practicing exam technique now, and strengthening their confidence. Then they are setting themselves up for unnecessary struggle later on if they don't do it. Preparation is not optional, it is the foundation of success. We want students to understand that revision is not something you leave until the last minute. It should be part of their weekly routine, gradually building over the year. Just like an athlete trains consistently before a big event, our students need to prepare consistently if they want to perform at their best in the summer. The message here is simple. The effort they put in now will determine the results they achieve later. Here we have the overcoming the curve diagram, a scientific study of how our brains retain information. After just 24 hours without review, most of what we've learned begins to fade. And after a week, even less remains. And after a month, the majority has been forgotten. This is why so many students feel like they don't remember anything. When they leave revision too late, it isn't a lack of ability, it is simply how memory works. It is good news that regular spaced out revision completely changes the picture. Every time the students review material, the curve flattens and the knowledge stays in the memory for longer. The earlier they start this process, the less stressful the run up to exams will be. It's far better to review a little and often now rather than attempt to cram everything before the exams when the pressure is at the highest. This diagram shows how memory works and why revision is so important. When we first encounter information, it enters our sensory memory. But if we don't pay attention, it is lost instantly. Even when information does move into short-term memory, it won't stay there unless it's rehearsed and practiced. Without reinforcement, it quickly disappears, leaving students feeling as though nothing has stuck. Revision is the process of moving knowledge into long-term memory. Through encoding, retrieval, and regular rehearsals, students strengthen those memory pathways so information can be recalled under exam conditions. The key message here is simple. Revision is not about reading notes. It's about training the brain to store and retrieve information effectively, efficiently, and that time, practice, and repetition matters. When writing a revision timetable, the first step is to list every subject your child studies. Once all subjects are noted, it's important to rank them in order of priority. The subject at the top should be the one where they need the most revision. Not necessarily the one they enjoy the most or find easiest, but the one where extra effort will make the biggest difference. To make these decisions, students should reflect on 4 key factors: their target grade, their current grade, their attitude to learning in that subject, and what they hope to do next year. For example, if a student wants to study science for A-level, then science subjects should be given more weight in the timetable. This approach ensures that revision is purposeful, tailored, rather than just reactive and random. When beginning revision, the most effective approach is to review information at spaced intervals rather than cramming. Students should revisit topics regularly, especially the ones they find most difficult. By going back over challenging material more frequently, knowledge is reinforced and becomes easier to recall under exam pressure. It's also important to vary the subject and topic studied in one sitting. Switching between ideas keeps the brain active and prevents fatigue. Students should avoid spending hours on the same topic as it becomes less productive. A well-structured timetable spreads learning across the week, balancing focus with different topics and making revision far more effective. A good revision timetable balances schoolwork, free time, and other commitments like sports or hobbies. This example shows how color coding can help make the week clear and manageable. By seeing free time and study time mapped out, students are more likely to stick to their plan. The key message here is that revision doesn't mean giving up everything else. Students should build a timetable that includes a rest and activities alongside study. Structures bring routine, and routine builds success. Effective revision is not just reading a textbook or highlighting notes. That's passive learning and it won't stick. Real revision means actively condensing information, breaking big topics into smaller chunks, and making them easier to remember. Students should experiment with different techniques: mind maps, flashcards, practical questions, and teaching the material to someone else to find what works best for them. It's also important not to spend too much time on topics they already feel confident with. Revision should focus on weaker areas while still keeping a balance. Using all available resources and sometimes revising with others can make revision more engaging and effective. The key message here is revision is about doing, not just reading. Effective revision isn't just about putting in hours, it's about working smart. Students should revisit and redo topics regularly. Each time they return to material they understand and memory of it grows stronger. Planning time is also vital. A clear structured timetable prevents procrastination and ensures that no subject is left behind. Revision should be targeted and specific. Instead of saying, I'll revise science, students should decide, for example, I'll practice chemical equations instead. Being precise makes sessions focused and productive. Finally, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Teachers, peers, and parents are there to support, and students should feel confident seeking guidance whenever they hit a barrier. Abraham Lincoln's words remind us that we cannot avoid the responsibility of tomorrow by ignoring them today. For Year 11 students, that responsibility is preparing them for their GCSEs. Revision cannot be postponed indefinitely. The earlier students engage with it, the more confident and less stressed they will be when exams arrive. This is why we run morning revision sessions. They're designed to help students build strong routines, make use of their most focused hours in the day, and chip away at the workload in manageable amounts. By taking responsibility now, students set themselves up for success later. Parents play a vital role in supporting effective revision. You can help your child by sitting down with them to create a realistic timetable. Think carefully about what currently distracts them, whether that's phones, gaming, social media, and agree on boundaries that work for both of you. Just as importantly, you can provide practical support, organize a quiet study space, ensuring they have the right materials, and be available when they need encouragement. Sometimes the simple act of showing interest and asking how revision is going can make a huge difference. Together, we can build habits that reduce pressure and keep them focused. Supporting a child through GCSE can be just as challenging for parents as it is for students. That's why there are resources available specifically for you. Websites like The Learning Scientist and AQA Advice provide practical revision strategies and clear exam guidance. Young Minds and Mind offer expert advice on mental health and well-being, which is just as important as academic preparation. The NHS and government websites also provide information on managing stress and supporting young people through exams. The key message here is that you're not alone. There are plenty of trusted resources and sources of help out there for parents, so you can feel equipped to guide and support your child in the months ahead. Here we have the link between attendance and achievement. The data highlights that students with attendance above 95% make significantly more progress and are far more likely to achieve strong GCSE grades, particularly in English and maths. By contrast, every drop of attendance reduces the chance of achieving 5 or more good passes. It's not just about missed lessons. Poor attendance disrupts routines, creates gaps in knowledge, and adds extra pressure in year 11. Parents play a vital role in ensuring that children are in school every day, and that's absolutely unavoidable. Quite simply, good attendance equals better results. Looking ahead, students need to begin thinking carefully about the next steps after GCSEs, whether that's university, sixth form, or higher level apprenticeships. The choice made now will open or close future opportunities. That's why research is so important. Finding out what courses are best suited to individual strengths and ambitions is the key to planning wisely. At Home Green Senior School, you offer scholarships for STEAM subjects, science, technology, engineering, architecture, maths, as well as the visual arts. So there are many opportunities available to support this process. Every student will have a careers appointment this year, and if parents have have questions along the way, our sixth form team, Mrs. Golding and Mr. McMaster, are available via email to provide advice and guidance. Results day for year 11 will take place on Thursday, the 20th of August 2026. When students will come into school to collect the results, this will be a milestone for them, not only in celebrating their achievement, but also in confirming the next steps in their education. Enrollment for Home Green sixth form also takes place on the same day. Staff will work with students to match the results to the most suitable courses for their aspirations. Vocational courses generally require grades 5 and over, while A-levels require grades 6 and above, with math and science A-levels needing grades 7+. For this reason, we strongly advise families to be in the country, as being present will make the enrollment process smooth and straightforward. We want students to know they are not on this journey alone. Tutors, teachers, the head of year, which is me, the pastoral manager, and SRT are all here to provide support and guidance. Wherever challenges arise, they are people ready to help. Our advice is clear. Start revising now, little and often. Rather than cramming later, keep attendance high, as every lesson missed is valuable learning lost. Use class time wisely and keep your aspirations in mind, whether it's sixth form, college, or a future career. Having clear goals will help you stay motivated and focused throughout the academic year. As we come to the end of tonight's information evening, I want to leave you with a few key messages. First, preparation is everything, whether it's revision, attendance, or managing routines. Small, consistent steps will make a huge difference. Number two, students are not alone. They have teachers, tutors, they have the year team at hand, and of course, you, the families, to support them in every step of the way. And finally, the habits they build this year will shape their future opportunities. I'll finish today with a quote from Denzel Washington that speaks directly in this journey. Without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Year 11 is both the commitment to aim high and the consistency to keep going. If students can hold on to that, they'll not only succeed in their exams, but carry these qualities with them into the future. Thank you.